Morning everybody, today's day is the 29th of the 1st, 2021 and our learning objective today is to recognise the value of Roman numerals. So we have done Roman numerals before, we have covered it a couple of times, we'd spent a few weeks on it before Christmas, but it's good to just keep recapping it, So we're just going to do this lesson just to remind ourselves. It's a bit of a refresher. We should really know what we're doing because we have covered this, but it's okay if you have forgot because I know it is quite tricky. So first of all, your starter is I want you to go into the MTC check and I want you to tell me your score out of 25. So pause this video, come off the video, go into the MTC check and tell me what your score is out of 25, please. And then we're ready to move on to our actual lesson. So first of all, I want you to tell me what are Roman numerals? What do they look like? Are they numbers like ours? Do we still use them today? If we do, when? Where do we sometimes see them? So I want you to pause the video and I want you to have a think about those 4 questions. So answer those 4 questions for me on your piece of paper. Okay, so Roman numerals, they're not numbers like ours. They use letters. So they use different letters instead of using numbers, and each letter represents a number. And we still use them today. Who knows when we use them? We use them in things like clocks. So that's Big Ben in London. That's got Roman numerals on it. We use it on a normal watch like that. And we also use it on music sheets. So like up here, where it's got the Roman numerals, that is when we also use it. So sometimes when you do music with Miss Brown, she will give you a sheet of music and there's different Roman numerals on that. So even though we use our normal numbers now, we still need to know the Roman numerals because it obviously really helps us when we're reading things like the time and things like music sheets, okay? So the Roman numerals consist of 7 different letters. So here are the 7 letters. So they can be written as capital letters or lowercase letters, okay? So I is 1, V is 5, X is 10, L is 50, C is 100, D is 500 and M is 1000. Okay, so those are the only letters you will ever see used as Roman numerals, but you can make absolutely any number, but you will be using those letters to do so, okay? So how to form the numbers? So basically, we've got the number and we've got the Roman numerals, and it's like a different equation, okay? So you can do it where you subtract if it's on the left and you add if it's on the right. So 12 would be 10 add 2, so we'll do a 10, which is the X, and then 2 ones, okay? 7 would be 5 add 2, because we would do 5 and then 1 and 1. 9 would be 10 take away 1, okay, because we would not do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, we would do 10 take away 1. So if the lower number is on the left, that means you're taking away. If the lower number is on the right, that means you're adding. Do we see what I mean? And then 40 would be 50 take away 10. So we wouldn't do X, 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 X. We would do XL. Do you understand that? So we do 50 take away 10. So if the larger number symbol is followed by a smaller number symbol, you need to add them. And you can also add if the 2 symbols are the same. So for example, 10 and 1 is 11. 5 add 1, 1, 1 is 5 add 3, which is 8. And you got 10 add 1 add 10. Now that one looks really confusing, but because 1 and 10 is 9, because it's on the left and we're taking away, you would do 10 add 9. If the smaller number symbol is followed by a larger number, then you need to subtract the small one from the large one. So for example, 9 equals 10 take away 1, 40 equals 50 take away 10, and CD equals 500 take away 100, which is 400. Now that one is super tricky, but we're not going that high, don't worry. Now on each slide there's going to be this key in the corner with the letters that I use. That is there to help you to work different things out, okay? So just remember, if the larger number is followed by a smaller number, so if the smaller number is next to the large number on the right, then you add them together. If the smaller number comes first, then you take them away, okay? So 8, how would we write the number 8? So I want you to use the key and I want you to have a think how we would do that. So for that we would do 5 add 3, okay? So we would do V and then we would need 3 ones, so it would be V, I, okay? Next one, 19. So remember when we do 9, we do 10 take away 1. So that is how you would do 9 and you need your 10 first, okay? So think about that and then write down your answer. So we will do X x and then ix, because the ix represents the 9 and the x represents the 10, so it's 10 add 9, okay? I know it's really, really tricky, but we've just got to keep practicing it. 40, how do we do 40? So for 40, we would do 50 take away 10. So remember, if we're taking away 10, if we're taking away, does the 10 go before the big number or after the big number? Where does it go? It would be XL, okay, because then you've got your 50, take away 10, okay? 90, how do we do 90? So 90 would be 100, take away 10. So we get our 100, C, and then we're taking away 10. So if we're taking away 10, the 10 goes first, so it would be XC, okay? And they are just quick practice ones. We're going to practice it again now using some different numbers. So 6 would be 5 add 1, so how would we do 6? We would do it VI, because we've got 5, and then we've got add 1. 17 would be 10 plus 7. So think about how we do 10, think about how we do 7. So 10 is X, and then 7 is 5, 1, 1. 29, 20 plus 9, so we'd get our 20, and then we'd get our 9. Now remember, how do we do the number 9? We don't write 5, 1, 1, 1, 1. How would we do it? So we would do 20, our 2 10s, and then we do our 9, which is IX, okay? And next one, 30. Now 30 is just 10 add 10 add 10. So how would we do that? Pause the video, write that down. That will be X, 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 okay? So your do it challenge now. There are 8 numbers on the board. Your job is, using these, you need to put those numbers into Roman numerals, okay? So for example, the first one I will do it with you, 15. So we know 15 is 10, and then we add 5. So we would do X and then V, yeah? So I want you to do the other 7 now on your own. Please pause the video, use the key at the bottom here to help you. That's what it's there for. Remember, if it's a number that's, for example, 9, we'd do 10 take away 1, okay? If it was 4, we'd do 5 take away 1, yeah? If it's 6, we'd do 5 add 1, okay? So I want you to pause the video, I want you to answer those 7 now, off you go. Okay, so let's go through the answers. So the first one, 21, so we'd do 10, 10 and 1, which is XXI. 26, we would need to do 10 and 10 to make 20, and then we'd need to make 6. So to do that, we'd do 5 and 1. So we'd do XXVI. 33 would be XXXIII. 35 would be XXXV, because V equals 5. 46 now. With 40, remember, we don't write XXXX. We'd need to do 50 take away 1 and then do 6. So for that one, it will be XL, because that's 40, 50 take away 10, and then 6 here. 49 would be XLIX, because this is 40 and this is 9. And then for 50, we would just do L, because that is what 50 is on our key. Okay, super work if you've got those right. I know they're really tricky. Now, this do it, there's 6 on here. You need to work out what each of them is. Okay, now remember, if the smaller number is before the bigger number, then that means you are doing a takeaway. If the smaller number is after the bigger number, you are adding. So for example, this one, we've got LXX. Now L is 50, X is 10, X is 10. So with that one, because the smaller one's on the outside, we would add them. So we do 50, add 10, which we know is 70. So I want you to do those other 5 for me now, please. Off you go. Okay, so for this one, we've got L, which is 50. And then we've got 10, 10, 10, so that's 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 3 ones, so that's 83. This one is XC, so C is 100, and because the X is before it, we know we're taking away. So we're taking away 10 from 100, which is 90. Next one, we've got LXXX, so we know that's 50, add 10, add 10, add 10, which is 80. Next one is LXXX, which is 80, like this one here, and then we've got IX. Now IX we know is 10, take away 1, so that we know that's 89. And then finally C is 100, because that's already on our key. We don't need to do any working out for that one. That one's nice and simple. Okay, so your reasoning question, I've got a reasoning question and then we've got a problem solving question. So I want you to make sure your answer is very, very clear, because I will be checking it. So you twist it. Colin thinks that the number XIV is 16. Explain his mistake. And what is the number XIV? So XIV, so we've got X, which is 10. Then we've got an I, which is a 1, and a V, which is a 5. Now remember, if the smaller number, the 1, goes before the 5, are we adding? We're not adding. What are we doing? we're taking away. So that wouldn't be 16. So I want you to pause the video, I want you to work out your answer, and I want you to tell me what it is, okay? Okay, so that is not 16, is it? It's 14. So the correct answer, so the answer for this one, what is the number? It is 14. The correct answer would be XVI, okay? And then your challenge now, I want you to write your age in Roman numerals. So if you were 10 years old, you'd write an X. If you were 5 years old, you'd write a V, things like that, okay? So I want you to try and work out how you would write your age. And then I want you to see if you can write your parents' age, because when you're writing your age, it'll be quite simple, because obviously it's going to be lower than 10. It's a nice and simple one. I want you to try and write your parents' age. So what I want you to do, so I can check that if it's correct or not, I want you to write it in Roman numerals and write it in proper numbers so that I can tell you whether it's correct or not, okay? And then that's all for today. Well done, guys. I know Roman numerals are really, really tricky and it does take a lot to get our head around, but I'm really, really impressed with how hard you've worked. Well done.